Iran. A country known to the world for its poetry, carpets, and history. But in the back alleys of the same country, prostitution rings and gallows rise. This video does not show Iran's official face, but rather the realities hidden in the shadows. 1. Nomadic women. Invisible, difficult lives. Far from Iran's big cities, in mountainous regions, there are still communities living as nomads. According to official figures, approximately 1.2 million people live a nomadic life, and the burden on women in these communities is very heavy. Life begins with the first light of day, encompassing both grazing animals and household responsibilities. Access to electricity and clean water is non-existent in most places, and healthcare services are almost non-existent. Children's education is interrupted, especially for girls, who are forced into housework or early marriage at a young age. Nomadic women keep their families afloat through carpet weaving, dairy production, and animal care, but this labor is rendered invisible. The state promotes this way of life as cultural richness, but the reality is very different: severe poverty, lack of education, and weak prospects for the future. The stories of these women reveal the hidden social face of Iran. 2. Tehran's hidden side: prostitution and sex work network. Prostitution is officially banned in Iran and carries heavy penalties, but a hidden industry thrives in the shadow of this ban. In major cities, particularly Tehran, sex work is carried out under the guise of fake marriage contracts or short-term muta marriages. This creates a gray area that the state turns a blind eye to. Research shows that thousands of women in the capital Tehran alone are part of this network, most of them forced into it due to economic deprivation and unemployment. According to a police report published in 2019, more than 5,000 cases were recorded in a single year. Most operate in secret houses, hotels, or private apartments. Some women fall into the hands of human trafficking networks. Behind Iran's strict moral laws, this invisible trade is quietly growing, creating a stark contradiction with the regime's official narrative. 3. Law and fear: the reality of execution in Iran. Iran is one of the countries that carries out the death penalty most frequently in the world. At least 834 people were executed in 2024, ranking second after China. While the official reasons include drug trafficking, murder, and activities against the state, the real picture is much darker. Opponents, journalists, and ethnic and religious minorities are often sentenced to death on fabricated charges. Trials are conducted quickly and behind closed doors. Defendants' rights to a defense are restricted. International human rights organizations have reported that hundreds of young people were executed simply for participating in protests, particularly following the protests in 2019. The death penalty is used as a policy of fear against the people. It has become one of the regime's harshest tools for silencing its opponents. 4. The price of tea, a $3.3 billion corruption story. Tea is an indispensable part of daily life in Iran. However, this ordinary beverage became the subject of one of the country's biggest corruption cases. Between 2019 and 2022, the state allocated billions of dollars in foreign exchange funds for tea imports. This fund was supposed to be used to provide the public with high-quality, affordable tea, but it was embezzled by private companies and certain officials within the government through various methods. Low-quality tea was sold at high prices, import documents were falsified, and the funds were laundered on the black market. The scale of the scandal was staggering, a loss of $3.37 billion. This demonstrates the magnitude of corruption surrounding a single beverage. The public was forced to pay high prices for low-quality products and witnessed the squandering of state resources. Tea in Iran is no longer just a beverage. It has become a story symbolizing the rottenness of the system. 5. The hidden file: the dark side of Iran's nuclear program. Iran's nuclear program has been at the center of the world agenda for years. When it was revealed in 2002 that the Natanz and Iraq facilities were operating secretly, the international community was shocked. According to official statements, this program is solely for energy production and medical research. However, International Atomic Energy Agency reports show a very different picture. A report published in 2025 revealed findings that unreported uranium materials were being processed in areas such as Varaman and Turkazabad. This proves that Iran is conducting secret activities beyond its official statements. Moreover, some of these facilities are located in high-security military zones and are closed to civilian observers. The dark side of the program is not limited to the possibility of nuclear weapons. It is also linked to secret budgets worth billions of dollars, money laundering schemes, and operations to circumvent international sanctions. 6. Digital Cage, Iran's secret internet network. Internet freedom is virtually non-existent in Iran. The state has established a closed system called the National Information Network to control the public's connection to the world. This system operates similarly to the regular internet but does not connect to the outside world. Many sites and platforms only function through servers accessible within the country. Platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube are banned, and even WhatsApp and Telegram are occasionally blocked. A large portion of the population attempts to circumvent these restrictions using VPNs, but VPN traffic is also frequently monitored, and users are surveilled. In this digital cage, the state's greatest weapon is not only censorship but also propaganda. Public opinion is manipulated on social media through fake accounts and bot armies, and dissenting voices are silenced. During the 2019 protests, the internet was completely shut down for days, and thousands of people were unable to access information. 7. The new face of bribery, the gift card scandal. Bribery has long been part of everyday life in Iran, but the gift card scandal that emerged in 2025 showed that this practice had taken on a new dimension. Documents revealed that millions of dollars worth of gift cards were distributed to high-level officials and bureaucrats in government institutions. Although these cards appear to be a normal means of payment, they were actually used to conceal large bribes. In public opinion polls, approximately 13% of citizens say they have been forced to pay bribes to get things done in government offices. This is an indication of how deeply corrupt the system is. Most of the people to whom the cards were distributed were either not prosecuted or the cases were quietly closed. Thus, the scandal grew not only because of the loss of money but also because of a culture of impunity. In Iran, bribes no longer circulate in envelopes but on digital cards, proving that corruption has become more organized and invisible. 8. The hidden delights of the streets. The risk of Iran's street food. Although Iranian cuisine is known for its rich variety, street food tells a completely different story. From Tehran to Mashhad, Isfahan to Shiraz, kebabs, soups, desserts, and snacks sold on the streets are an indispensable part of people's daily lives. However, behind this appealing image lie serious health risks. Most vendors prepare food in unhygienic, unregulated environments. The source of the meat is unclear, and sometimes it comes from illegal slaughterhouses. A report published by the Iranian Ministry of Health in 2023 recorded more than 20,000 cases of food poisoning in just 1 year, a significant portion of which were caused by street food. Food poisoning increases, especially in the summer months, while official inspections remain inadequate. Although street food is a cheap and enjoyable option for the public, it is actually an uncontrolled risk area. In Iran, a plate of street food is sometimes not just a treat, but also a shadow reality that threatens health. 9. Persecution and forced labor of minorities. The situation of religious and ethnic minorities in Iran has been the subject of international reports for years. The Baha'is, Kurds, Baloch, and Awazi Arabs are particularly under close state surveillance. These groups face serious restrictions not only in social life but also in education, employment, and travel rights. Baha'is are not admitted to universities, and their passport applications are rejected. In Kurdish and Baluchi regions, young people are often forced to work on military projects and are sometimes directly directed to militia group operations. According to a 2023 report by Human Rights Watch, hundreds of minority members have been imprisoned solely because of their religious beliefs or ethnic identity. Many families are unable to learn the fate of their missing relatives. Although the state officially denies these practices, the reality on the ground is different: a chain of systematic surveillance, intimidation, and forced labor. Being a minority in Iran means being the target of a silent but constant hunt. 10. Black gold at the borders, illegal fuel trade. Iran is one of the countries with the cheapest gasoline in the world. Due to large subsidies provided by the state, the price per liter is almost as cheap as water. This situation has turned into a huge smuggling market in border regions. Tons of fuel are transported illegally, especially across the borders with Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Turkey. According to a 2024 Reuters report, the illegal fuel oil trade through Iraq alone generates over $1 billion annually. A large portion of these revenues is shared through mafia networks and militia groups close to the regime. Fuel tankers are transported at night via secret routes, and sometimes openly with the tacit approval of officials. While subsidized gasoline provides some relief for the public, billions of dollars are lost from the state coffers every year. Smuggled fuel has become one of the clearest examples of the weakness of the Iranian economy and the depth of corruption. 11. Forbidden poison, alcohol smuggling and underground bars. Alcohol consumption is completely banned in Iran, but this ban has not eliminated the black market. On the contrary, it has grown. Smugglers bring tons of alcohol across the border from neighboring countries, sometimes in tankers, sometimes through small hidden warehouses. Official reports stated that 80 million liters of contraband alcohol were seized in 2019. However, this figure is thought to be only the tip of the iceberg. Alcohol smuggling is not limited to border regions. Secret warehouses and underground bars have been established in major cities. A significant portion of the alcohol sold in these establishments is homemade or produced in unlicensed facilities. Hundreds of people are poisoned every year due to poor quality alcohol, and some lose their lives. Although the state frequently announces raids, it is known that powerful mafia connections are behind this market. Like everything else that is banned in Iran, alcohol has gone underground and taken on a more dangerous, uncontrolled form there. 12. The dark side of Iranian carpets. Iranian carpets have been one of the country's most important cultural symbols for centuries. Hand-woven using silk and wool, these carpets fetch millions of dollars on the world market. However, there is also a dark side to this magnificent art. Due to sanctions imposed by the US and Western countries, Iranian carpets were unable to enter international markets directly for a long time. During this period, carpets were sold with false origins via Turkey and the United Arab Emirates. This created a black market trade network worth billions of dollars. In addition, child labor remains a serious problem. Especially in the Kerman and Isfahan regions, young children are seated at looms for low wages. According to UNICEF reports, approximately 11% of children aged 5 to 11 in Iran are forced to work, and a significant portion of these children are employed in carpet weaving. In other words, Iranian carpets are not only a symbol of art and splendor, they are also a symbol of exploitation, smuggling, and invisible suffering. 13. Dark Laboratories, the illegal drug empire. Iran's healthcare system has long been grappling with drug crises. Due to sanctions, official import restrictions, and economic hardship, a large portion of the population cannot access essential medicines. This void is filled by a shadow industry, the illegal drug trade. Official data shows that over $1 billion worth of illegal drugs enter the country each year. Some of these drugs are smuggled in from neighboring countries, while others are produced in underground laboratories within the country. Everything from antibiotics to cancer drugs, painkillers to hormone supplements can be found on this black market. However, there is a major risk. Most of the drugs are counterfeit or substandard. Public health is seriously endangered. Cases of poisoning, side effects, and even death are frequently reported.